there is no engine in my MR2. So today is the day we finally get the V6 in the MR2. For those who have been following the channel, you've seen that we've taken this engine out of a Camry, and it's a 3-litre V6 3VZ FE, and it doesn't really make much more power than my MR2, so I don't know why I'm putting it in. We've finally got to the stages where we're ready to put it in. I've gone ahead and installed everything around the engine bay, including the wiring harness, installed the serpentine belt last night, alternator. We still need to we still need to get the AC sorted, but we're not going to worry about that until we get the engine in the car. And I still need to install an engine mount. We're quickly going to go over the engine and make sure that everything's ready for it to go in. I still need to get the custom engine mount sorted, so that just goes right over here, but I've actually lost the bolt that goes into the bracket, so we're gonna have to look for this bolt that goes here. So I do have a custom engine mount which was sent to me from Woodsport. It's a direct fit on the factory mount right here with the extension. You'll see how it works, and we should be able to get this in today, hopefully without any issues, especially because of this custom engine mount. We also need to go ahead and replace the fuel filter because when I was taking the engine out, a little bit of stuff got into the fuel filter, which is just located just down there. We need to also cut off the fuel line here because we need it to be longer than what it is stock. We need to get the one off the MR2 here and go off that, somehow fab that all up. I've got all the parts over here, the joiner over here, and I've also gone ahead and bought a fuel return hose. Here's our brand new Ryco fuel filter, which is a direct replacement obviously. And when we do get the fuel lines mounted up, we'll be using these EFI fuel clips. Oh, look who it is! Maxi boy. These are essential if you're using a car that's got EFI because obviously the fuel lines are under a lot of pressure, so you got to use specific clips. You can't just use normal ones that have the screw bits like what the gaps are, if you know what I mean. So we're going to start off by installing the engine mount, the custom engine mount, which goes over here, and yeah, hopefully it all goes well. Alright guys, we finally have the drive belt fully installed and the timing cover. I decided to put this on now instead of worrying about it later. I still need to give it a proper paint and clean and sand because these are all the marks from us getting the engine out of the Camry. I've heard that some of these bolts you can't actually access when this engine is in the MR2, but should be right. We'll figure that out once we get to that stage. I'm not going to worry about putting the engine mount on as well until we get the car, well, the engine sitting in the car, because I don't want any issues of it knocking on any of the body parts in the Camry, because what actually happens is, because this side's so far out, it hits that side and you got to like kind of wiggle it on. Don't want to worry about that until we actually get it in. We also have installed polyurethane bushing that Paul was kind enough to send us out, so that'll help with all the torque, all the turning force of the engine, because obviously this engine has a lot more torque than the 3SGE over there. We're going to move a couple things around, so I'm going to move the 3VZ over here, then I'm going to try to get the 3SGE on the ground and chuck the 3VZ on the trolley thingo. I think it's now time to reveal the color of Nyaki's wheels. Check this out. Ooh, damn. What are your thoughts, Nyaki? Bad for a backyard job, huh?
Not bad for a backyard job.
The yellow MR2. Look at this. The Corolla, the VTEC Corolla. We're just going to call it a VTEC Corolla.
Yeah, I know.
Toyota's VTEC.
Yeah, it's over close to now.
Exactly. Ooh, TRD. Anyway, we're going to go try to install this engine. Hopefully not run into any issues. So I actually went ahead and installed the engine mount and all the stuff around it because I forgot that all this stuff covers the alternator, goes down here, and I thought I may as well just put this on while the engine is down here, because if we do that while it's hanging over here, it's just gonna be a little bit annoying. But we've got the engine mount all on. There's so many people, Jesus. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna install it now. Hopefully we run into no issues. Fuck, it is crappy in there, dude. Look at that.
This one here?
Dude, that's messed up. No. So chuck that there now. Okay, so we finally have the 3VZ over on this trolley dolly thingo, and the 3SG is just chilling on the ground in a controlled spot. Nathan had the bright idea of putting the wheel over here so it doesn't fall over. We're gonna have to lift the car up now, which is a little bit of a process because Lachlan's strapping all this shit up. Fuck, it's pretty stressful. I don't know why. We need to get it high enough so we can actually get this engine underneath the car. So it needs to, you can see that it needs to get up probably, I'd say, around 10 centimeters or so, which is not too bad, but we just need to get in the right spot without having any issues. All right, so we're gonna check how high this is off the ground. What is it at? It's probably around, what is this? This is, what centimeters?
It's at 90 centimeters.
So we need to get the car 90 centimeters off the ground. About a meter in the air. That's pretty bad. Well, it's pretty high. Let's see. So it needs to be here. Bruh, are we even made, Lachlan, this is higher than it was last time, I reckon. Yeah, last time we got it like only like probably 80 centimeters off, so.
Do a time lapse to this.
Fuck my bumper, who cares? It should be right.
Yeah, just tell me the fuck bumper. I'll buy it.
Oh yeah, I probably would.
Better than mine.
Yeah. Alright, this is pretty crazy. Is it jacking up now?
I can feel it getting harder.
It's like such a mess.
How the fuck do we do that, dude?
We're trying to recreate this, right?
Oh, Drano.
So
Let me see it again.
I think he twisted it.
Yeah, you're gonna try to
not even
refinesse
using the
it.
hook.
Dude, it was only like, what, 2-3 weeks ago?
Yeah, exactly.
Just twist it, I reckon.
Just do a knot like you're doing the bail.
Oh yeah, then
Pull through.
This is it.
Oh, was that,
And then it's low down.
do you remember that you did that?
No, we didn't. Alright, we're just gonna send it and see what happens.
Want it anyway.
Yeah, if it breaks, it breaks.
Because it's pulling you, because...
It's fine.
We don't want the car to go through the door, do we?
No.
Oh, slower, Nathan.
Yeah.
Is that as high as it goes?
No.
Keep going.
You're almost there.
And if it's max height.
Yeah.
And even then it barely fits.
No, I reckon hold it.
No.
Is it?
No, stop. So we're having the issue of the engine being too tall to actually get underneath the car when we jack this all the way up its max height. Oh, actually, you know what we can do? If it's lower down on this thing, it pivots more. Because it's not pivoting enough, it can actually go higher with this thing on.
Is that what
I reckon, yeah, we'll give it another go.
No, but that will be too far forward. We won't even be able to get it under.
Yeah,
What do you mean?
yeah, because this will
The
go
legs go
forward.
under.
Because it's like close to the car.
Ah, true, yeah, you're right. Okay, so we're gonna, I guess, just take this plenum off. A little bit of a annoyance because we have to put this plenum back on when it's actually underneath the car. It's a little bit of a hassle, so. Now, we finally have the engine plenum cover off. It's just a little bit of a hassle. Didn't like doing it. Lachlan also helped. And we're gonna try slide it now underneath and then get the plenum on after. We've got a cloth covering all the holes, all the intake holes, so nothing should get in. Let's get this in.
I love the flexing bumper.
Yeah, that's good. Well, one of the parking sensors is just gonna go... That's risky. Ooh.
Oh, it's not our car, so we can do that.
Exactly.
I'll hold it.
Jack it up.
Careful, also...
There you go. No.
It's proper heavy. Stop.
Whoa, stop the dipstick. Okay.
Mate.
Oh my god, Lachlan, wait.
Not that made it lucky with you.
There we go. Oh my god.
Because I was holding all my weight on that, tipping the engine.
Because you see this? I was knocking in the way. Watch out. They put it in the wrong way around.
Did it the frame?
Is his money.
Yeah.
Any morning make you make a loud noise.
Yeah. Anything, just scream. I'm being dead serious.
They're gone.
Some wire.
It's gonna snag on some cables.
Yeah, it's gonna snag on some cables. Also, ooh, it's touching.
It's touching?
It's touching one of the mounts.
Yeah.
The guys have gone off to get some food, some drinks, so I'm just here by myself because I need to stay here and I guess collect my thoughts because it's a very stressful process I'm finding. We finally have it all in here, all ready to go. Still need to lift it up, put the plenum on, get all the mounts in, and then we should be good for today. It's just the fact that it is a very sketchy, we always have a very sketchy setup when we're doing this. It looks like I've even like knocked my bumper in a little bit, but nothing too bad. Like people put cloths there to save it, but nah, I don't really care. It should be fine. I also haven't eaten in a while, so I get pretty hangry. Yeah, it can be pretty bad. I get pretty annoying, but pretty aggressive, but that's just me. Anyway, we have the Y pipe, which I got from Matt, who's been a massive help in this whole process. We bought that off him, and also a massive coolant pipe, which of course we need to go down here because the stock one over here isn't long enough to fit into the water neck over here. So we have that all ready to set up and go. The last thing that we'll need is to sort out these heater hose lines, which I'm sure we'll be able to do when we get the measurements when it's actually in the car. We've had a huge help from a number of people, and I'm very grateful for it. I feel very privileged that there are a lot of people out there willing to help out. And, you know, even the guys here helping me today, thank you guys so much. I'm sure you'll see this in the video, but, you know, obviously get stressed, and it does, you know, come out of me, I guess, in the wrong way. Like, I just want to get things done and just don't want any issues. I guess that's a flaw in myself. I guess that's a flaw that I have. It helps me get through things. It's a little bit more about me. We got the plenum on, all ready to go. I've actually removed this engine mount, this transmission mount, which goes onto here, because I was told it's a lot easier to install the engine when you line this up first and then line up all these bolt holes after. So we're gonna do that. I'm gonna try get this engine mount on the right side lined up first, get everything all in, and hopefully all goes well.
So we are now setting up the crane for the final part of this engine swap. Once the crane's set up, we'll attach the chains, hook it up to the good old plenum, and jack the baby up.
If the next clip is you guys seeing the engine in the MR2 all mounted up, there's a piece of dirt there, then all went well. But until then, let's hope we go good. So I did say that the next clip is going to be the engine being in the car if we were successful, and unfortunately we were not successful. So we're going to pick up from where we left off yesterday and attempt to fix the problem that we came across yesterday. While we were trying to install the engine, I'm an idiot and I installed the engine mount completely wrong. So if you go to the Woodsport website, you can see that the engine mount isn't actually supposed to be on this metal bit over here. As you can see, I've installed this whole metal bit, and that caused huge problems yesterday. I got extremely frustrated and we couldn't actually get the engine mounted on at all. You're not actually supposed to use all this stuff from the Camry. You're supposed to bolt the custom engine mount directly onto this piece right there. And as you can see, the engine mount is currently sitting way higher. So we had the engine on a massive tilt when I mounted this engine mount. I guess it's a learn as you go sort of lesson, and I definitely learned something. We really cooked it hard. It's also really hard trying to get this engine in without like a leveler on the engine hoist, because it's swaying around everywhere, and it's just really frustrating because we got to like use all our force to like move it back and forth. But I'm pretty confident today we'll be able to get it in. We just got to remove all this shit. People that have done this swap are probably looking at me and thinking I'm an absolute idiot, because I mean, it's pretty stupid not looking at the instructions, but I just assumed the wrong thing. Chloe's also here, keeping me less stressed. Hello.
Yeah, but I'm not really helping. So.
Yeah, no, well, you're stopping me from getting upset.
Okay.
Yes. Alright, so we have the whole engine mount out and everything, and this is where I went wrong in installing this engine mount. You can see I've already scratched it up really badly, but you know, I'm sure that's going to be fine because not much water is going to get on it. We'll paint it if worst comes to worst. But I originally had this mount on top of this big other mount that's supposed to be the mount for the Camry. Now, this goes onto that part there, and because we had this on top of that, it was causing the engine to tilt significantly for where it wasn't supposed to be. So I really needed to mount this engine mount, this custom engine mount, directly onto that plate there. And the reason why I originally didn't think that is because there was this little dowel there. As you can see, there's this pointy bit in the middle of the engine mount, and because that's there, we can't actually get this custom engine mount on. So I'm guessing that we have to knock that one out, because in the pictures on the Woodsport website, it shows that the mat goes directly onto that. But at least we figured it out, and we're going to try do that and also get some custom bolts, because obviously, as you can see, we can't use these bolts because they go all the way down this Camry mount, and it's not going to work with this custom engine mount. So yeah, we're going to figure that out. Alright, so this is what I'm talking about. I finally have the engine mount in the right spot. These bolts, as you can see, are way too long. We need to get smaller ones. And we managed to knock the dowel out wherever I put it. Here it is. I just used a screwdriver and a hammer, and it came out pretty easily. And there we go, we managed to get some high tensile bolts, and the engine mount is fully installed. Now all we need to do is mount the engine. Let's try it again. This is probably the most exciting thing that has happened over the past, well, in the past 2 weeks. You guys, thank you so much for helping me. Really appreciate it. We have the engine in the car. Holy crap. This is, I can't even, you're probably not gonna understand how excited I am. Look, I can't talk, I'm that excited. I'm geeking out. Yeah, this is crazy. Anyway, we have the 3BZ FE finally mounted in the engine bay. It's all supported by its own weight right now. The engine mounts have got the full support on the engine. We are ready to wire everything up and fire it up, probably within the next couple days. But holy crap, we're gonna clean this up, get a good thumbnail shot, but we're nearing the end of this whole entire swap. It's all in, but these are the only 2 bolts that are holding the whole engine weight right now, so we really got to mount that polyurethane bushing over there, otherwise we could die when we're under there. So I'm gonna do that. 50. Oh, here we go. Slave cylinder in, where's the, move it, Lachlan? Yes. Clutch is working. You guys excited? You excited, Nathan? You as excited as I am? Feels good, yeah?
Feels a bit spongy.
No, it doesn't. You're an idiot. It's just because your MR2 is spongy.
You know Rex's S54 is like an E153, only crunchy.
Doors open. Grandpa Camry for the view. Just got that airflow running through the garage. Been installing this engine mount over here. That one over there, that's yellow. That's the polyurethane bushing. It's pretty much held up now by 3 mounts, so I'm confident going under the car. And Lachlan is over here playing around with his standalone ECU, trying to figure out how to lower the rev limit. Look at that, he's got the
tuning mode.
The laptop. What the fuck? Dude, who are you now, a tuner? It's actually crazy.
Functions.
Cranking RPM.
I hope you guys don't blow up the car. What does it say?
Let's not touch that.
No, cranking RPM is probably how fast the thing turns.
Look at this, two people that don't even know what they're talking about.
Do it to 7,000.
My conclusion at the end of last video was extremely poor because I was not in the right mindset to actually conclude a video. This engine swap did my head in. Well, putting the engine actually in, I haven't even completed the engine swap yet. But anyway, we finally have the engine fully in the car. As you can see, everything's, well, not everything, but most things are plugged up. I've been doing a lot of this stuff behind the scenes because I've just been wanting to get this done so I can finally turn the key and start it, because this car has been on the jack stands for 3 weeks now. Maybe even more, not too sure. Don't want to think about it. There's still a lot of work to do. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys everything in the next video on what actually needs to be done to get this thing started. As you can see, I've got a lot of things in. I've got the radiator hose on. We're really close to starting this engine. There it is, guys. It looks like it's supposed to be in there. Like, I mean, look at it. It's OEM. Look at this, guys. All it needs is the Camry cover, and then, yeah, plenty of space in this side, plenty of space in that side. Couldn't have fit better. I'm sure this video is a lengthy watch, so I'm gonna conclude it there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Really appreciate your support. We're gonna get this thing started in the next video, most likely. So stay tuned. Catch you guys in the next one.